There has never been a better time to invest. You can buy stocks from your phone, you can own fractions of billion-dollar companies, you can invest with just $1. No brokers, no commissions, no gatekeepers. So why does an entire generation still feel locked out? Why do so many young adults feel like wealth is moving further away, even as investing has become easier than ever? Because this is the great paradox of modern money. The tools of investing have been democratized, but the conditions required to actually invest have quietly collapsed. And for millions of young adults, the real problem isn't a lack of access, it's a lack of breathing room. For older generations, wealth building often started with something simple: a job, a home, a pension, and time. The formula was almost mechanical. Earn, save, buy a house, build equity, retire safely. But for young adults today, the starting line has moved. In the 1960s and 70s, the average home cost roughly 3 times annual income. Today, in many major cities, that ratio has exploded to 5, 8, even 12 times income. That changes everything, because real estate was never just shelter. It was the first major investment engine of the middle class, a leveraged asset, a forced savings machine, a store of appreciating wealth. Delay access to that engine by 10 years, and you don't just lose time, you lose compounding, you lose equity growth, you lose the invisible financial momentum previous generations built almost automatically. And then comes the second blow: debt. For many young adults, adulthood no longer starts at zero, it starts negative. Education was once a ladder into the middle class. Now it often arrives with a monthly bill attached.
Get 'em out of here!
Student debt has become one of the biggest silent killers of wealth accumulation. Every dollar used to service debt is a dollar that never reaches an index fund, never buys a share, never compounds for 40 years. This is where the tragedy becomes mathematical. A young adult who spends 10 years paying off $30,000 in student debt is not only losing that principal, they are losing what that money could have become. At a 7% long-term return, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars sacrificed to delay. A lost decade at the exact moment compounding matters most. There was once a middle path to wealth: safe, predictable, boring, and incredibly powerful. In the early 1980s, a bank certificate of deposit could yield 18%. Imagine that. You didn't need advanced financial literacy. You didn't need to understand market cycles. You didn't need to study valuation models. You simply saved money, and the system rewarded patience. That world is gone. Today, leaving money in cash often means guaranteed erosion through inflation. This forces young adults into a dangerous position. To preserve purchasing power, they must move out on the risk curve. Stocks, crypto, speculative assets, high volatility trades. Not because they are reckless, because the safe path barely exists anymore. And yet, paradoxically, this generation has one historic advantage: access. The cost of investing has collapsed to zero. A teenager today can buy a fraction of a global tech company with less money than previous generations spent on lunch. This is revolutionary. But zero friction creates a new problem. When investing becomes too easy, it starts to feel like entertainment. The smartphone transformed investing from a deliberate act into a reflex. Swipe, tap, buy, sell, repeat. The very systems designed to democratize wealth creation now compete for attention like social media apps. And attention is dangerous because markets reward patience, while platforms reward activity. Young investors are now exposed to an environment built around constant stimulation, fear of missing out, and herd behavior. The result? Overtrading, trend chasing, speculative manias, and negative long-term returns. The greatest threat is no longer the broker, it is behavioral design. This is why cryptocurrency became more than an asset. It became a psychological statement. For many young adults, crypto is not simply about returns. It is about hope in a system that feels broken. When houses seem unattainable, when wages lag inflation, when debt eats the future, high-risk bets start to feel rational. Not safe, rational. Because if the traditional wealth ladder feels removed, the mind naturally searches for elevators. Crypto became that elevator, a shortcut, a rebellion, a chance to compress 10 years of traditional returns into one explosive cycle. Sometimes it creates wealth. Often it creates volatility. But either way, it reveals something deeper. Many young adults no longer trust the old path to work fast enough. The hardest part of investing today is not knowledge, it's psychology, because investing requires surplus, and surplus requires stability. But many young adults live in a world of rising rent, uncertain job markets, side hustles, contract work, and inflation shocks. This creates a survival mindset, and survival kills long-term thinking. When every month feels like recovery, wealth building becomes emotionally distant. Retirement feels abstract. The S&P 500 feels irrelevant. Emergency cash feels smarter. This is why so many delay investing until their 30s or even 40s. But the brutal irony is that time is the single greatest edge youth possesses. Every year delayed is exponentially expensive. The market does not reward age, it rewards time and exposure, and time is slipping away. So, are young adults bad at investing? Not necessarily. The real issue is structural. Higher housing costs, higher education costs, delayed wages, no pensions, lower affordability, more volatility, more noise, more distraction. Older generations often built wealth in systems designed around stability. Young adults must build wealth inside systems optimized for efficiency, but also uncertainty. This does not make success impossible. It makes discipline more valuable than ever. Because the winners in this era are not necessarily the highest earners. They're the people who can consistently invest despite the chaos, even small amounts, even imperfectly, even when progress feels invisible. The truth is, young adults do have a chance to build wealth. In some ways, they have better tools than any generation before them, but tools are not enough. The real challenge is surviving long enough financially and psychologically to use them well. The game has changed. Wealth is no longer built by default. It is built by intention, by resisting noise, ignoring hype, starting small, and letting time do what time has always done, turn patience into power. Because in the end, the greatest investment advantage young adults still possess is not money, it is time.